now that my wife has become host to a Kandarian demon, I fear that the only way to stop those possessed by the spirits of the book is through the act of bodily dismemberment.
It's truly frightening.
This is
Because you're home.
oh man, I got this. Big one for me too, man. Yeah.
What's up, everyone?
Hi. What up, son?
What's up, everyone? Happy holidays. I know it's not quite there yet, but we're there. Welcome to Three Corners of Horror live here on Horror Fiend TV. I am Joe, the psychologist, and tonight it's gonna get to the Beer Brothers Three Corners of Horror little show here. And joining me, of course, is my other half, and not in that way, but my beer brother Ricky. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing good, brother. I'm doing good. Look at you. What's that? You got what? That's a Patriots, man. A little too premature to be celebrating your team over there.
It's
brother.
not so much a celebration, but you know, I gotta make sure.
It's support.
Yeah.
I'll bust in your balls, son. Too bad. You know, I don't watch football. I'm a Yankees fan, and the Yankees are in the mud. Well, it could be worse. I could be a Mets fan right now. So.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of other teams that I would not want to be a fan of right now. I am going to say tonight, I am cheering for the Bucks, even though I don't like them. But if I have to pick on a team, it's going to be the Bucks tonight.
The Bucks?
And
Pittsburgh?
Yeah. No.
No?
Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Oh, what's Pittsburgh then? Steelers. Never mind.
Steelers. Yeah, I can tell you're not football.
I don't watch football.
But yes, we are down one member tonight. You know, we've all been there. It's a little true computer problem. So, you know, JR, we got you, brother. So with that, let's just say a quick hello.
Yeah. You want to read these? I'm a little blind today, so go for it, brother. There you go.
God, I hated this Angel from Voices from the Positive. It's funny because I was thinking about her as I watched this. What's up, Angel?
She says hello as well. Hey, I hope you're doing well, Angel. You and your fam. Appreciate the love. We got to get you on. We miss you.
We miss you. We miss you.
All right. Oh yeah. This is gonna be interesting. All right, there you go. Hello, devilishly handsome beer brothers. See, I know what she's gonna write already, so I can read these. See y'all next Thursday. Oh, she's coming. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. I'll announce that.
Yep. And thank y'all too. All right. Oh, look at that green. I love it. Green. Reminds me of St. Patrick's Day, and St. Patrick's Day reminds me of beer. Salud.
Salud. And in fact, tonight it's not IPA. I'm doing Corona because I had like my Christmas party this past.
I do that sometimes.
And there was beer left over. I'm like, I'm not gonna go.
Listen, man, I'm an IPA guy, but if I'm gonna be out, and P-Rock could attest to this. If I'm out and I'm gonna be drinking more than a couple beers, maybe 2-3 beers. I go like all the IPAs, Corona, Samuel Adams. I don't do the heavy shit. I'm not built for that. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I don't mind a Corona here and there. So I got to grab my keyboard.
I like Coronas during the summertime. You add a barbecue with the lime inside. You know what I mean? Or like when you go to back in the days when bars were a thing. You know, you get a professional bartender pop in that lime or lemon in there. It just tastes so fucking good, man. But at home, I can't dig it at home anymore. It's too dull. I don't know.
Well, and this was kind of missing is because I didn't have a lime, so I just put a thing of lime juice in there. It's all right. It's not the same. Pardon me. I was just trying to pull up my information for the movie because I didn't type all the notes and trying to get the thing out of the way for the keyboard. Oh. But I do want to give a little fun thing that if you go on Google and you type Five Nights at Freddy 2.
Oh, dude, that bugged me the fuck out.
2 eyes pop up on your screen.
It was late night too, man. I'm feeling nice. Let me put up some notes together. I saw like the Freddy Fazbear's eyes is creeping into my soul, brother. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, so if you haven't done that yet, and don't mess up and close this out, but give that little bit of a try. But yes, so
the good beer is saved for brains and brews. Yeah, we appreciate that. At least, if you mean us, yeah, absolutely. I always have to go for that. Hey, Adam, what up, son? Hey, y'all. Man, I hated it too. Oh, Adam hated it. You know what? All right, Five Nights at I don't play the video games. I don't know the lore or anything like that. So I would love to get somebody's perspective of this film, their opinion, that people who actually know that Easter eggs or anything, it went over my head. Honestly, And my theater was actually pretty packed when I got there. The whole back row was empty, or was filled minus my seat that was waiting for me, and it was all younger folks. I should have asked them, man, what did you think about this movie? Like after the fact. And love Rick's hat and Joe's shirt. Yeah, that's my go-to right now. Let's replace my Lucille joint.
Yeah, this is my Christmas guy here.
The Grinch. That's the Grinch. That's more JR than you though, man. I see the Grinch, I think of JR, man.
Yeah,
not that he's a Grinch or nothing, but like, hello, Chad. What's up? How you doing?
Hey, Chad.
I see 16 ounce. Is that 16 ounce? You like them 40s? 40. That's 16 ounce, right? No, that's a 40 ounce. Never mind. Yeah. Never mind. Hey, Chad. All right. And all right. Cool. Thanks.
Yep.
Everyone.
So welcome, Chad. Welcome everyone. And actually, I was thinking because the person when we did the review the first one, Angel joined us on that one.
Yeah.
And I'm like, damn it. I'm like, I know she's been super busy. I'm like, but if there was the one game person that we could have used for this one, it would have been Angel. So see, was thinking about you. But yes, tonight. Oh, maybe. He's answering your question on the
16 ounce. Yeah. I see. Every time I see like ounces, I think of liquor, bro. Is that
pretty
bad?
much.
Does that make me like I'm not an alcoholic or anything. I know nowhere near that, but
I mean, you're just kind of
in moderation though. See, when I say I love beer, I'm not the kind of guy that has to be drinking all day, all night. No, I love the taste of beer. I love, it loosens me up. I suffer from extreme anxiety and social anxiety, obviously, and it makes me feel calm, cool, and collected. But after a certain point, I know where to stop. That's the key right there. But you got to do it in moderation and don't drink and drive.
Some of us don't know that one.
Yeah, I've done it before, man. I'm not gonna lie, but as I got older, I cut that shit out big time. Man, I got it behind the wheel after, not while I'm still drinking and drunk, but after I, settled down for a bit. So don't.
Oh yeah, no, I don't. No drinking and driving here. Like,
but let's get to the show, brother.
Yeah, let's go ahead and get into it.
Yeah, I'm eager. Let's do it.
All right, so yes, so we are back for another slice of pizza at Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria, and the movie is directed by Emma. Damn it! Hold on, Emma Tammy. I had to do that.
That's how you know we're old, man. You got to take off the shades to see.
But it is directed by Emma Tammy, written by Scott Cawthon, and it stars Josh Hutcherson, Elizabeth Leal, and Piper Rubio, all back from their original roles on the first one. And our characters are basically dealing with the trauma of the events, what took place at the pizzeria place. And I am not going to lie, I probably should have seen the first one first, because as I was watching it, I just kept saying, damn, that girl looks way too old to be his daughter.
Yeah.
And it took a little bit to when somebody says your brother. I'm like,
you know what? I'm glad you had mentioned that, because we need to both, preface this that I spent a lot of time, especially during the first half, trying to remember who's who, what's going on, where we left off, and I couldn't get into certain parts because I kept thinking about, God dang, who is this? And this is where this is why. But,
well, I knew who Vanessa was. I remember her.
Oh no, I know the central cast. Yeah. Yes.
I didn't remember that they were brother and sister, so I thought it was father and daughter. And then I'm like sitting there. So it's moving on. I'm like,
brother and sister, because he had lost his brother, right? But she came after, I'm assuming, right?
They lost their parents. We should have looked it up. I know.
I know that, but I mean, when he lost Garrett, she was around already. She wasn't around when he lost Garrett.
See,
that's his brother. Don't remember that he got lost to the the pizzeria.
He got killed.
Yeah,
but I can't remember what happened to the parents. Was my only part.
That's all right. We're talking about part 2, not part 1.
Yeah, we're talking about part 2. But yeah, so here we are. We're in the sequel, and we have Abby, who's looks like she's starting either junior high or high school, and she's not quite fitting in, and she's missing her friends, her dead friends, which is another weird part. But I'm gonna go to you first on your thoughts on this.
First of all, this film obviously is targeted towards more of a younger demographic. I'm not saying kids, because the people who are into this now, they're probably like late teens for the most part. But the first game came out 11 years ago, bro. If you could believe that, it was like 2014 when this game first came out. And I remember during our first review, I never even seen the gameplay about this, and I asked Angel because she was here. Then I went back and I did some research, and I saw the video game, and it was like a static shot, and you're just controlling screens, and I'm like, holy shit, this is it? Like, really? But then as I delved into the deeper lore of the games, it's all about the lore, the gameplay, the story, and I could get with that. So that's pretty cool. But 11 titles actually, not including all the side shit. I looked this up because I like to go into things, at least getting a little bit of the backstory beforehand. I don't like just going there not knowing what I'm talking about because, like I said, certain things might pop on screen. I might not have recognized it, but someone, like a younger person next to me, would have been like, "Oh my god, they added it! Oh my god, there it is!" And I'm like, "What is it? What am I looking at?" Um, but um, but the thing is, like, this movie, it doesn't cater more to a non-fan, in my opinion. I mean, again, there was a lot of moments in this movie where the crowd did kind of like, react to, and I didn't understand it. I didn't because I don't play the game.
You don't play the game, or
so obviously this movie's not targeted towards me. But I went in with an open mind because the first one, I know I didn't really dig it too much, but I didn't hate it. But this film, once again, to me, is carried by the animatronics. That's the sole point of this film. But the cast is solid here. I still say Josh Hutcherson, there's a reason why you don't see him anymore as much. He's just dry, dude. He's just like the first film. I don't know how I'll wait in for you, but compared to everyone else in this movie, even my boy Wayne Knight, holy shit, my boy Wayne Knight shows up in this movie. The funny part about it, when he shows up, I didn't even see him, man. He's in he's in the background. They got the whole establishing shot of the school, and I just heard his voice. I'm like, is that Newman? That's not Newman. There's no way. And when they got close up, it's Newman. Yeah, but again, it's carried. The cast is pretty strong. Mike, that's his name, right?
Mike,
his character name. So again, it's just, he wasn't bad or anything. He's just like boring. I don't know. Huh?
Keep talking.
Well, I got the list here. I could look.
Because I put out Henry. No, it is Mike.
It's Mike. Yeah,
Henry?
don't confuse me. Yeah.
Anyway,
you know what it is, because another character gets introduced, which was the girl he's interested in, her brother. He's Michael. I'm like, wait a minute, hold on. Did I get the names mixed up the whole time? But yeah, again, what I appreciate is the animatronics. Once again, funded by Jim Henson Studios. I know the younger folks don't know what that name means. But that's when it comes to puppetry. If you think of fucking what Kermit the Frog and Miss Piggy, what is all that shit? That's not
Muppets.
The Muppets, the Muppets.
Yeah,
that's Jim Henson.
Yeah.
Think about the Ninja Turtles 1991 film or whatever. I think 91. The original Ninja Turtles film with those awesome costumes. That's the Jim Henson company, and they're still around doing shit, which I applaud. That's awesome that they're still. I mean, with CGI and the way AI is taking over this fucking world. You're going to see this less and less, unfortunately, but they're actual animatronics that work, and they work within the film, and they look cool because they're right there, they're right in front of you, they're right staring you in the eyes, so to speak. And I think they looked really great, and those characters are great. But then again, I'm thinking this Abby kept saying her family, so her friends. Now I had to go back and think, all right, wait a minute. All right, in the first movie, Mike brought her because he had no one to take care of her. How much time did she spend with her that she grew such a fucking attachment to these animatronics? And I'm thinking, well, maybe because she has no parents, no real friends, and this is what she gravitated towards. So okay, now it started to click. It's okay. But the movie doesn't pick up too long after the first movie. But it's not too jarring if you're a returning fan and you just saw it. Again, I would recommend watch the first movie before you watch this one if you haven't seen it in a while, because it does pick up almost like immediately. It feels immediately, probably a month or two, give or take. So you jump right into the story of this. But we get a second haunted location here. Now, Joe, I'm assuming there was a cold open to this movie. I caught the tail end of it. This movie didn't have a lot of trailers because I always time this perfectly when I go to movies. I wait about certain, and as soon as I sit down, boom, movie starts. I don't gotta sit to like 20 minutes worth of commercials. But I'll let.
I saw the trailer, and I mean the trailer didn't. It was another one. It didn't give away too much.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Were you? I didn't want to jump it on before
It's
you.
okay. No, it's
No, no.
okay. I was what I meant was the not the trailer of the film, just the cold open. They when it was
So you missed a little bit of that?
A little bit, just a little bit. I got the gist of it at least.
Well,
though.
I
So-
finish what you're gonna say because
I
I
got you.
am gonna that's part
But
of
my,
some of
my,
the stuff.
my biggest issue, obviously, because I did some digging and the games are mature rated. You know,
Yes.
but when it comes to the films, they're not. There is no blood in this movie. I don't remember if the first one had any blood or not, but I do remember some of the kills were pretty inventive. The way they did them to not have to show you gore. You don't have to show me gore, but get creative with it. But like I don't like when Wayne Knight's character, the teacher, when he gets his head imploded, you hear a little. That's it. Not even a real. At least let's hear the sound of the blood. Why don't you just put a little
Especially
bit
with
of
robot
blood?
hands.
At least have the blood hit the animatronic a little bit.
Yeah.
Nothing, and he just plopped down the floor. So now I was like, oh man, that's so lazy. It's like you got to get creative with these kills. The only blood in this movie was when the kid fell into the canal inside of the original spot, and he got dragged. And you see the blood like bubbling in the water, and that was it. That's the only sense of blood in this film. And any other time there was some kind of death, either they didn't show it, or example one, when one of the animatronics broke into the, I think it was the bear, right? He broke into the house with the, no, it was anyway, it was the little girl. Jesus Christ, I forgot her name, but it's a kid, it's a child.
Abby.
No, not her, not the main character. The mom put her to sleep. Oh, Debbie, her name was Debbie. The mom put her to sleep, and then she looks out a window and she sees one of the animatronics. I think it was Bonnie, if I'm not mistaken. And then Bonnie comes into the house. She's gonna attack the mom, and she swings, but then the mom, she just falls, and like, what? Come on, all right. Like, if you're not gonna kill this character, don't even go to this point, because now you're just like, you're fucking with me, man. Like, I want to see some kills. This is a horror movie, is it not? It's based on a horror video game.
Yeah.
The video game was came into fruition because this guy made these characters for a kids game, but they said they were too creepy looking. All right, well, you know what? I could take this, make it my own. I'm gonna make it a horror themed, and boom, now the guy's a fucking multi-billionaire probably at this point. You know what I'm saying? And none of that. It's too light. It's too late. And I can't. And I softened my stance on PG-13 horror. I really did. I gave
We've
it
seen
more
some
of a
good
chance
stuff.
now, because if you can show me a kill that you don't have to show blood and guts, but it's the editing is so clever in a way that it makes up for it, I'm all for it. I love that stuff. But this unfortunately didn't have any of that. But it's funny because like the crowd in this movie when my man Mike, when he made that he was such an asshole to Vanessa, right? At the end, he's like, "No, get away from me." The whole crowd let out a collective groan, bro. I'd never seen anything like. I thought they were gonna start rioting. Like, they were like, what? This fuck you, no, fuck this. You know, it was crazy. I'm like, holy shit, what an asshole. I was already bored with the character, but this made him even more unlikable. Like, dude, really? After all you've been through, come on. You don't understand why she would try to keep these things like. Who are you to? He just met her in the last movie. Am I mistaken?
Yeah, because he was a security. He
was
took
a
the security guard job.
Yes.
And she kept popping up to make sure that things were being kosher there. See, I do remember something.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's really weird. It's really weird
is-
when you drink that your memory can sometimes come back, even though at that point sometimes. But
It's-
yes,
I don't
Vanessa
know,
was showing
man.
up and checking up because she was like making sure
She
things
was
weren't
the
happening.
cop. Yeah.
And then,
her father was oh Jesus Christ, Matthew Lillard's character. What's his name? Whatever. But you get it. You could look it up.
Yeah.
So
Keep talking.
Yeah, it's just I don't know the way he treated her, and even before that, he was really annoying to Charlotte. Oh, not Charlotte, to Abby. I don't know. This character was really fucking annoying the hell out of me, bro. I don't know what it was. But the story is another thing too. The story I would say is pretty weak. There is no story. Abby finds out there is another place because she gets lured there by Charlotte, who's controlling the animatronics, and somehow she controls the little machine, the voice, that little toy with the voice playback shit, and she drags Abby over there. My man Mike goes to go get her. They get into trouble. They figure shit out, and the movie's over. There's no real plot. There's no plot in this fucking movie. I hope you could change my mind on that, but there's
Uh-oh.
nothing there, bro. It's like, the whole movie is all right. She visits her friends, and she goes back to this original joint, gets into more trouble. Mike goes back, gets her out of it with some help. But now the only difference is now the animatronics kind of left the pizzeria, and now they're out in the real world. So I don't know. I think it was hollow, but
Yeah,
and then
that part,
Charlotte too. The character of Charlotte needed a lot more character development. Like, why did she blame parents? Not any particular set of parents, but
because you missed the beginning. So
yeah,
why.
I saw it. Well, I saw when they killed her and the marionette pops up. But you tell me, yes, maybe I missed something right at the very beginning. So I just think that for being a main villain character, very hollow. I felt nothing for that character because she wasn't even mentioned in she was mentioned in the first film. Maybe she was, but I don't know.
I don't think she was.
Well, God, you tell me. Go.
Actually, let's see if we have any comments before, so we could look up my notes real quick.
I thought Joe had some point to make. He's looking up the notes.
No, I have my notes, but there was something. Fuck you. Remember, we're live.
We live, pal. Hi, Chad. Welcome to Horror Fiend TV by
yes,
Lexi. Adam says, "I'm sorry, but the little girl's obsessing with missing her best friends, robots. They are killer animatronics, honey." I just think that boils down to she's lonely. She's isolated.
She is lonely,
she grew up in a way where she never felt a connection, and unfortunately, the only connection she ever truly experienced was in these inanimate objects.
Well, and all right, so it's funny because even if we had JR here, I think it would have kind of been a little bit of a consensus. I didn't wholeheartedly hate the movie. There were some good parts. The thing is, I liked the start of the movie. I did like the start of the Charlotte character, who was friends with Vanessa. They were friends as kids.
That's right, as kids. Yeah.
Yes,
cool.
and Vanessa tried to stop her from going back there.
Mm-hmm.
And I liked the origin that they gave to the character of the marionette. Again, my fault. I should have. And the thing that sucks is, the studios are smart because right before this movie released, they pulled the movie from streaming platforms. They were available. I think it might have been Paramount or yeah. Oh no, actually, it was on Peacock. No, well, no, not
Peacock. The first
Peacock.
one was
Peacock appeared on Peacock. The first movie appeared on Peacock.
Peacock appeared.
So I texted you before. I said to you, "Hey, I think I'm gonna." And yesterday I'm like, I think I'm gonna watch the first one.
Oh yeah, so it was a Peacock exclusive.
And then I messaged you, and I'm like, dude, you can only rent this. And I'm like, and then when you go to IMDb, it goes movie showtimes. So they re-released the first one.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, this fucking sucks.
Oh, they got you.
Because I wanted to see if the marionette was discussed in the first one. When I started researching for obviously to do this because I don't play the game, and I said this in the first review, so I don't play the game, so I come in with no game knowledge.
Same.
Now, as a game, I would call myself more of a retired gamer. Any games I play are actually on my phone. But back in the day, I did. In my last thing, I still have it, is my PlayStation 2.
Bro, our generation, we all grew up gamers, bro.
Yes, I mean, like I'll plug that in just to play.
If you didn't play video games, you were weird. That's how it was us growing up. Like, you don't play Nintendo? What the fuck is wrong with you?
But because this is a movie about a game, and I'm sitting there, I got Twisted Metal, I got Devil May Cry. Like, I got Castlevania, the PlayStation 2 versions. Every once in a while, like, I don't want to watch anything on TV. I'm a little bored. I'll go smoke and pop in one of my old games, and I'll get out of my bed and play like I used to as a kid. So I was looking forward to the first one because it was based on a video game, and I had my disappointments on it. And then I know it's PG-13, and as you said, we have seen some really good PG-13 movies. So yeah, sorry, I did want more, like you said, with the Michael with the Wayne Knight character, when he's squeezing his head, I'm like, okay, so you guys know we've seen this before, right? So give us a little something different. And nothing. I mean, you just knew he was being crushed, and you didn't even really hear the crushing sounds
exactly
that it would be if a robot crushed your fucking head.
All they had to do is they were already in a dark lit room. There was no lights. He was hiding. He was in the school. There was no lights. It was pretty dark. just splash some blood on it. But since it's dark, it's not much lighting. Just make the blood like black. You know what I'm saying? Like hide it. Just show the splatter.
Yeah.
I don't, because you can get around it because they don't want the red viscera. They don't want that. But if it's like a different color, so it's dark. Just have and even show it for like a split second. That's all I'm asking for. But
or you don't even have
crush
to
somebody's head with these fucking metal arms and there's no blood nowhere. Oh, come on.
and you don't actually hear you would hear true crunching of a
or
skull.
nothing. You didn't hear bone crunching. You're right.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You would
I'm glad
hear
you brought
because
that
it's
up.
a robot. It's not a human hand that can actually this is a robot. I will say one of my favorite parts was, and it's actually where I found where the movie was the scariest, was the paranormal crew that went in and were lured by
Michael.
Michael is who turns out to be Vanessa's brother and William's son. But Michael lures them in there.
Wait, so William's son. Oh, William. Yeah.
William is Matthew Lillard's character.
Matthew Lillard. Jesus Christ.
So
many Michaels.
He lures them in there, and that was probably the scariest part in the movie for me, was the three characters because, all right, McKenna Grace is the name of the actress that I didn't know.
I saw that McKenna because I've known her for a while, but she was always younger. She's older now. I haven't seen her.
She was on Young Sheldon. That's where that's where she started. But so her character, by the way, the kid with the camera that was following, that's Tio Brione. That was Tio Briones from Final Destination Bloodlines.
Wait, who is
the other kid? So with the three that showed up, not the one that died in the water, not the one that died in the water.
Oh yeah,
but the other
one. He was in Bloodlines.
Yes, he was the brother. He was the two main people that at the end died with the logs. That was him because I was looking. I'm like, his face is familiar.
They didn't recognize him.
But so. Then you got to, which I don't have the other guys, but I don't want to keep distracting.
That's okay. No,
looking up.
But it's irrelevant.
But then you had the other guy who started noticing the little mini marionettes. Yeah, so that whole entire scene, it reminded me of the asshole in Jurassic Park 2 that kept walking into the little dinosaurs. And then when he met his eventual demise, when all the dinosaurs jumped over, and then the water turned red. Oh, so he looks down. There's a bunch of little marionettes, and then camera goes up, and the water turns red. And I'm sitting there going, "Damn it, that just took me out. You guys just ripped off Jurassic Park 2 instead of the little tiny dinosaurs that
How
didn't
do you
look
remember
like they can...
Jurassic Park 2? Such a little
because that's literally because that's what it reminded me because they were so little. Yeah, because I wasn't a fan of that one. Well, yeah, there was, and I can't remember the name of the actor. He's been in a whole lot, but it was the little tiny little dinosaur. I know what you mean, though.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
And his death scene, he jumps over, and you hear him scream, and all of a sudden you see the water turn red.
How do you remember that?
So this guy gets pulled down, and then you see the water, and it turns red, and it threw me off on that.
I'm glad you mentioned that scene. You're right. That would
yes. If I didn't know that movie, I might have appreciated that scene a little more.
I thought it was creepier when Mike was in the water and then the thing was chasing that he looks under and you see like the face is slowly like coming from the depths of the fucking bottom of the canal and his face is about to break the surface and you see that creepy smile. I'm like, okay, that's pretty cool. One thing I will say too, the movie does got spooky atmosphere, and I'm not a fan of jump scares for the most part, but this movie had a few jump scares that worked. Yeah, the crowd jumped. It's funny because one of the jump scares, this random lady in the crowd, mad loud, is like, "Oh no, girl, no."
I mean, that's I at one point I did talk out loud.
Yeah, man.
My other little part was that I actually did like the Mike, Vanessa, and Abby characters in the first one. But for some reason in this one, not so much. So yeah, with that, let's go into your score. Any last thought?
No, it's just like I'm sorry, I was moving my screen over. It was just like I said, the spooky atmosphere. I think it was handled well when they wanted to get spooky with atmosphere, with the set pieces, the scenery. I think the movie did a pretty decent job with that. like I said, you don't need blood and guts, but come with creative ways to show violence that's not so like rated G. I mean,
Megan
come
did
on,
it.
man. Fuck. Yes. I just told you I watched Megan 2 not too long ago, right? And I'm like, damn, you know what? This movie's better, more
Did you watch the
enjoyable.
unrated one?
This, you know what's funny? I didn't know there
Yeah,
was one.
they released it.
I
There's
gotta
an
go back
unrated
and
one.
watch that one. But that movie had clever kills that revolved about clever editing transitions that got around without showing blood, but it was done in a way like, oh, that was cool. Here, I got none of that. But to me, I mean, it's hard because I don't. This movie's it's aimed towards the video game fan. Maybe I know Angel sounds like she didn't like it, so I don't know, but I think this movie could have been I can't even say it could have been better because this movie made so much fucking money that they could keep turning out the same quality because this movie to me is on par with the first one as far as it ain't better or worse. It's the same. It's on the same level. And then we got Skeet Ulrich shows up in a quick little 10-minute scene. I'm like, you got Skeet Ulrich and Matthew Lillard in the same fucking movie, and this is how it boils down. But I knew it wasn't gonna be anything because I knew Matthew Lillard's character was dead, so he was probably gonna show up as a ghost or flashbacks or whatnot. But yeah, for me, it's probably a solid. I want to say this movie is a solid 3 because I want to give it extra points because of the practical. That's an art form that we're losing, unfortunately. And what was here was done well. I just wish it was a little bit more on the violent side, and that's it. But there's no plot. It could be a 2 or 3. Take your pick. But because they do use the Jim Henson Company, and it looked good though. I can't deny it. The puppets again. The animatronics look fucking awesome. So that's why I'm gonna go from probably a 2, 2.5 to a 3 because of that. I respect that. And I'm not a fan of the games. I don't play them. Not that I don't like them. I just never played them. So this isn't aimed towards me, unfortunately. And it just didn't hook me. Oh, and it finally happened, Joe. I can't believe I didn't mention this. I caught myself. I dozed off for a quick second. I dozed off in this movie. You're muted. I dozed off. There's a section in this movie there's a section that got really boring. Oh my god, bro. Anyway, I'll let you get to your parts, but I couldn't. I can't believe I didn't leave with that.
Sorry. All right. So, just like you, I wanted a little more. I mean, I know it's PG-13, but we have seen some scary PG-13 movies, and I don't need to have the gore because the movie is for a specific audience. So I don't need hostile type of gore, but maybe just push the envelope a little more for the next one because obviously, they're going to be doing another one.
They make too much money, Joe. They're not gonna.
I know. I did appreciate though, as you said, with the Jim Hensons, because I did find out, and I don't know if it was with the Freddy. The one of them was true puppet. Like they moved it. It took a bunch of people. It literally was a puppet, like a marionette. It took a bunch of people to do it.
The marionette character was cool, though.
It was
cool. I give it that. And there was CGI with that character, though. But it was done well, at least. At least it was done well.
But the Jim Henson crew came in, and on some of the scenes, those were true. Like everything was moved slowly, the way that it was done. Hold on. It was just as like I said, Josh Hutcherson. I can't recall anything that I've ever seen him in that I can say I'm a huge fan of him.
I thought you were a Hunger Games guy.
No, I've never seen a single Hunger Game.
Never? Not even the first one?
No, because it's a stolen idea from something else. But anyways, that's just my opinion on that one. I'm like
Battle Royale. I hope you mean Battle Royale, right?
Of course I mean that. But I'm just trying not to. I'm just trying. Yeah, look, dude. Like you gotta let me have some mystique on the shit that I say. Don't fucking give all my shit away.
Okay, noted.
It was just I wanted a little more. The movie it dredged at some point. I'm sitting there like, oh my god, I think I'm gonna fall asleep. Fight your sleep, and I literally was like, oh no, and I'm like, I don't think I missed much. Having two, well, even though you only see him in the Nightmarrre scenes, but you have 2 Scream actors in here, and Skeet Ulrich's character, which the thing is, Where he was kind of a little bit more introduced is if you didn't stay for this, because there's a mid credit scene and a post credit scene. In the post credit scene, Skeet's character, I thought
He comes
I wrote
back.
Hold on.
Oh,
He
I
leaves
see.
he leaves a voicemail to Mike. He used to be William Afton's partner. He helped create some of this animatronic stuff. So in the voicemail, he tells him that he knows how to be able to track them, but he's warning Mike that the marionette is coming for him.
Right.
And then you hear like a crashing sound, and the call ends because obviously the marionette showed up. I liked the introduction. The only thing that kind of saved the movie a little bit for me was the marionette character.
Yeah, it was good. I like.
Other than that, all you had was animatronic on animatronic violence here. It wasn't really a lot of human on human. I know that a lot of people were probably really happy when the group from the first movie showed up to help Abby, and basically they all started taking out the newer versions of them that were now part of Charlotte and her crew.
I did.
So
like
yes,
that.
I did like that. But and it's funny because and especially I can't remember the character right now, but when she grabbed the head and twisted it, and they're all like, ah!
Chica.
I'm like, fuck,
Chica,
guys,
yeah,
it's
Chica.
a robot. It didn't just rip a head off. Why are
Who
you
reacted
acting?
to that? The crowd? You
The
mean?
humans. The humans
in the
were
movie.
Vanessa. Yeah, they're all like, ah! And I'm like, guys, it's a fucking robot ripping off you didn't watch a human get the head ripped off.
Not
You
just
literally
that, though. You
are
would
just
think
watching
they
robot.
seem way worse at this.
Yes.
Point, man.
So
That
it was
marionette character was
weird on the reactions that the humans were giving when the robots were they're robots, man. They're not taking out another human. So it was robot on robot violence in the movie for the most part. I'm gonna give it a 2.5. I did want a little more. Actually, the first one, I wouldn't say we were huge fans of because we kind of did, chat on it a little bit. But this kind of took a step back. And the only thing that helped take the step forward was the introduction of the marionette, which after I researched is part of the game. Like they talked how Charlotte got created and took over. So
Can I ask you a question before we wrap this point? So you mentioned the only post-credit scene I saw was after the first one. It's when another group of people break into the Freddy Fazbear's pizzeria, and they're trying to steal all the fucking shit so they could
because they're gonna
make a
demolish the
haunted
place.
attraction. Because they're gonna make their own attraction. They're gonna demolish it. So they found an unused animatronic that wasn't.
No, it was
wasn't
William.
activated. But
It was William.
that's what I'm gonna ask you now.
Yeah.
I figured that, but I wanted to make sure that's where I was. So
Yeah.
that was Williams.
Yes.
That's him.
It was because they thought it was creepy. So because William died at the end,
Yes.
when the suit that he had, the animatronics parts started kind of
Yeah,
basically ripping into him.
So
and
he was
killing
still in there. No one's ever found him. And
No
took
one's
him out.
gone.
Like, what the fuck?
Because hold on, it was a secret room.
How'd they find it then? They just walked
One
in.
of the guys said, "I just found a secret room."
But how did he? I know that. How did he?
I know,
find
but
it?
he was they're searching. But Vanessa,
Yeah, but
like
the
everybody
fucking
knew
cops
there was
and
a
all
little.
all these trained professionals couldn't find this fucking.
But a thief is a whole other type of person looking for
Hey
shit.
man, I
over
bet you
a
anything. A lot of
professional.
those cops and first responders are thieves too, bro. They ain't all fucking. They ain't all fucking GI Joe, bro.
All right, but with that,
No, we got 1 second. We
yeah,
got,
go ahead.
Adam says, if I walked into a kid's pizza place, oh god, you know what? I keep thinking of pizza, and it makes me so hungry. I love fucking pizza. If I walked into a kid's pizza place and I saw those, I would start crying. As a kid, as an adult, I'd say nope and get the heck out of there. Honestly, as a kid, I'd never been to Chuck E. Cheese during its heyday. I've always heard about it. Oh man, there was never one close to me ever. So
No, after
I
Chuck E.
couldn't get my
Cheese,
parents
it's
to take
not
me
all
over
that
there,
great.
But yeah, I know. But then I heard from other people saying the pizza's overrated. it's
Pizza's
not that
crap.
good."
And I mean, I don't know about in other states, but at least in Florida, there's a lot of fights that happen in our Chuck E. Cheeses that make the news.
Well, there you have it. Oh, you know what? My last thing I would say is, if you're a fan of the video game, you might find something here to enjoy. But to be honest, when I saw it, the crowd never clapped or cheered at the end when it was over. It was more like it was more like
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright,
Because now,
well.
because it ends with Vanessa being possessed by Charlotte slash.
Oh
the
yeah,
Marionette.
we should have mentioned that. So there's
Yeah.
gonna be a third, but man, bro, I know these movies make some bread, but come
Let's
on.
make the third one the last one.
Come on, grow some balls, man. Like make it. And I'm not even saying this. I don't want to terrify it. That's not a word. Anyway, you know what I'm trying to say.
I know.
You mentioned
no,
it.
you don't want to terrify it. No,
You
you don't
mentioned-
want to
but-
terrify it.
There you go. You don't. You
honestly,
don't want to
that's-
go
that's
like you
good.
said, hostile. I'm not asking for that.
No.
Just give us a little bit. If you want to,
Something.
if
Fucking
we're supposed to
Megan
be
did
scared
it.
of these things, I'm assuming in the video game, if you put on a mask, maybe they don't see you or they detect you. I think I've read something where the Bonnie character. Oh, wait, there's Bonnie, Chica, Freddy, right? And I forgot the rest of them, but one of them. The one in the movie that when Mike put the mask on, it didn't the detection didn't work. Yeah. That's actually from the game. Like if you put a disguise on, it don't work with that particular animatronic. So again, this movie's probably full of stuff like that. And if I was a fan, I would have probably appreciated it more. But as a casual fan and a lover of film and horror. This movie just is nothing there, dude. The animatronics are awesome, but there's no plot, there's no suspense. I was never worried for any of the characters, so yeah, man, come on, guys, you made your money. Come on, man, grow some balls, bro. Fuck.
So I have a question for you. How do you have how much of a shot do you have?
I got a whole bottle, motherfucker.
We're gonna pour a whole one because we're gonna jump right into Welcome to Derry.
Oh,
but before we do, we're gonna need to pour a shot for a
warned me
character in here because I feel we're just gonna talk about him first on this, and then we'll talk the whole episode.
Let's talk about
we're going to Derry
right now.
We're gonna go to Derry right now.
Real
So
quality
thank you
horror.
for sticking in. If you're a Derry fan, at the end of the episode, there'll be an announcement for next week's. But we're gonna pour a shot for a character in here.
If you haven't seen Welcome to Derry,
yeah, we're gonna ruin it for you.
Episode 7, the Black Box. All right,
Black Spot.
I appreciate the
Black Spot.
Time here.
Black Spot.
There you go, brother.
For the character, Richie.
Well, hold on. Who is it?
Richie.
Rich, not Richie. Rich.
I know, but Rich.
This is for you, Rich. You Cuban bastard.
All right, I'm gonna go first on this. I watched it yesterday. I had seen that social media had been blowing things up, and I scrolled through really quick. I was not fucking prepared for this shit. And I'm going to just say this, and I'm going to say it in my native tongue. Sorry for this.
Back. Hold on, I got to sit back and listen.
Pero coño carajo, al fin tuvimos una persona hispano y lo mataron. Coño carajo, esto fue mucho. I mean, and I'll say it a little bit in English now. I was not prepared for Rich's death. I mean, he had grown into one of my favorite characters. Same. As he was Cuban, Puerto Rican, so is Ricky. Hispanic, it's more for the ones in the islands. So we had this cute little character.
And we don't get a lot of representation.
We don't get representation. And then you finally give us this cute little fucking. He's adorable. He's smart. He knows our island brujeria shit. And here's the thing, though. The way he went out is the way that a Latino, the way he went out is the way that a Hispanic, when they in love, will actually go out. We're watching the scene and Adam actually started talking. At this point, tears are coming out of my eyes. I turned around and went, shut up! So I can go back to this.
Was Adam watching it with you?
He was watching it.
And he was laughing?
No. He was commenting on what was happening. I wanted to take in what was happening because I started realizing.
I won't interrupt you, but yeah.
Thank you. I love you, but let me.
Because I'm into this, brother.
I know. Hey, I didn't stop you before. I'm gonna stop you on this one. I mean, and I understood why all of a sudden, because I was seeing some of the stuff that I saw didn't spoil it, but it was people posting me going into the Welcome to Derry episode and they're showing them dancing, and then they're like a couple minutes in and they're showing people crying, and I'm like, oh, something not gonna. I'm like, all right, let me
Oh,
stop
see?
watching this shit. No, that's when I stopped because they didn't say anything. I just didn't know who the character was. And the thing is, I was expecting a different character, not this. And oh my god, just to see Richie shove Marge, right? Marge, yes,
Marjorie.
Margaret. Put her in there, and then give that story and put his body weight down, which both of them are not big either, mind you. These are children, and basically suffocate from the smoke. Dude, I was bawling. I'm like, what the fuck, Andy Muschietti? What is wrong with you? I get that you are like he is pushing the envelope. He actually on a lot of these decisions, he has spoken to Stephen King because he wants to make a Stephen King vision. Stephen King's his book Push the Envelope movies, they got to tame that shit down. But Andy is going for this, and Stephen has backed up these decisions. I really thought that Rich, that character, would make it towards the end, and seeing him go out, and not just that, the killing of everyone at the black spot. Like, I'm trying not to choke up right now, and I'm probably gonna choke up a little bit, but this was just like some horrendous shit to watch. And it took place during times where America was in a different place. Scary enough, it's kind of going in some ways that way right now. But anyways,
we're regressing. Yeah,
we're regressing. But this was because for the remake of the It movies, Andy focused on 3 events that took place in Derry, and this was one of them. I might be wrong, and listen, correct me. I'm a good person if you correct me. But in the version for Stephen King's, I want to say, I think the number was like almost 200 people died at the black spot, whereas the number was much lower here. So they did tame that down. Still, that whole burning, people dying in a fire, like, that's some fucked up shit. But just most of all, fucking Rich, like, I'm literally trying not to cry and fucking unalive right now. And I know I'm not the only one. I think that this fucking affected. That's why I wanted that
let
one
it
shot.
out, brother. Let it out.
That's why I wanted that one shot, because like I think this affected so many people in such, because you're dealing with children. And the thing is that the series, it had started with children, and the Pennywise character basically terrorizing children. But oh my god, I just want to not, because we'll talk the whole episode, but I just want to
Rich was he had no fear, bro.
But let me and you get out Rich out now, so that way we can. But no, because I'm gonna there's more on the episode I want to talk about. But I'm just saying, for me and you, so that way we can get the emotional part out and then not sit here and sob. Because it's funny, because I texted you and I said I was not ready, and you replied back, dude, I cried. I was like, oh no, we're in trouble for this episode. Oh my god, it's and
I feared for you, because I know how, like, you get emotional. Like, oh, Joe, I don't think
oh
I can
my
handle it.
Yeah, it was, also being a parent, of a boy. And, again, I had watching the series, I told Adam, I'm like, oh my God, if I had a little kid, like, Rich is probably what my kid would look like. And he was just everything, how he acted. So yes, Rich, thanks for, and I don't have his real name, so I'm going to call it the character, but thank you for a great character. I'm so sorry that he met his death, but that Hispanic little boy met his
Cartalia. Arian. Sorry, right. Arian. I'm blind. I don't got my glasses on, so Arian.
But Arian, and I read that when they had gotten to that scene, like, it was a very emotional scene, like, for some of the characters, like even Arian, to get into what was about to happen, like, and it was just, oh my God, my heart was ripping out of my chest and then burning in this fucking fire. And then just seeing that, like, you know what? Like, here's this little Hispanic boy who shoved this girl into this thing, knowing that she could be protected. And then I'm going to get on
Jack Dawson
top
on
of
that
it.
one,
Dude, yes. And then he got on top of it and go, I'm going to weight this down so you can't get out of here. Because you know what? I'm going to say, I'll let you, because that way when you get to yours,
go.
no, I'm saying, that way when you get to yours, when Marge sees them on the side, that way you can, because, oh my God.
I mean, the hard part.
But no, I mean, this, like,
that's when I lost
this episode is probably, as hard as it was, one of the best episodes. I mean, because you get, which we'll talk about after, but the death of Rich's character, I think Rich's character, we all freaked out when all the main, what we thought were going to be the main ones died in the first one. Rich's character is probably the one that tore everyone's heart out.
Yeah.
So let's talk, you go ahead and talk about Rich, and then we'll get into the episode.
yeah. Bro, like, same. Like, as soon as like the roof came, a part of the structure prevented him from reaching Halloran, and there was only him and Marge and Margaret. I knew it. Oh no, he's gonna save her. And once he grabbed the fucking little refrigerator, whatever that was, I'm like, oh, we're losing Rich. And I swear to you, bro, like when she got in there and she was like, well, wait a minute, there's no room here for. And I'm like, dude, I choked up so fucking hard even before anything happened. I'm like, this is it. Oh no, I don't know why, but I got so emotional during that state, because this is a character like you mentioned. Like, he's like Richie Trozier, right? But likable. Richie was a fucking dick. I never was a fan of that character. I like the character. Let me roll that back. But he was an asshole. Let's put it that way. He loved his friends, but he was always a dick to everybody. This, like, Rich here has the same characteristics, but he did it to, like, you know, help people. Like, if you needed to be comforted, he'll make up a lie. Like, he made up the lie about, you know, his steals and his, you know, with the whole brujeria stuff and the whole ritual that he made up, you know. He did that to help, you know, Ronnie and them, you know, just, all right, I could try to help him out, you know. Maybe if we do this, it'll get inside of their minds. Who knows? He was never an asshole in that sense. Even when we first met him, we knew he was a drummer because he had the band outfit on. He was eating an empanada, so we knew he was Hispanic. Like, such a great introduction to a character.
Patelillo, but
Patelillo was.
I know. Well,
I know.
You're
I'm
saying
Americanized.
You're saying that, yeah. No, because you know what, Rich would have said Patelillo also.
You think so? As a Cuban,
yeah,
they call him Patelillos. All right,
well,
he's eating a patelillo for our American friends or non-Spanish speakers. It's an empanada. But yes, he was eating a patelillo. But the fact that when he first met Marge and you could tell when he first saw it, they slowed everything down. And you see her big glasses, but then they turn kind of yellow with the reflection. Oh, that's channeling like Pennywise's eyes, you know. So, okay, that she's gonna turn into some horrible character that's gonna break his heart. Probably set him up and dump him somehow, and that's what I was waiting for. But the Marge character made a complete 180, man, and that's because of Rich. You know, she had a deformity because of her accident, and he comforted her. He made her feel like it was badass. He made her that awesome Corsair fucking eye patch, and she became one of the losers. I don't know, I forgot the name of like the girl, the popular girl. They got a name. I forgot the name.
Lily.
No. It's the group of 3 girls.
Oh, the patty cakes. The patty cakes.
Yes, thank you. The patty cakes, right?
The mean girls.
Yes. She wanted to be them so bad, but then ultimately she became a loser. And they didn't call them that, but let's be real.
They were.
This is the origin. This is their starting point, right? I don't know. Well, maybe not. We still got 2 more seasons that go back even further in time. It might have been even before that. But let's talk about this and the now. Yeah, the character just was so good, and the fact that I kept thinking about when he was talking to her, like everything he talked about, whether it was about being a knight, you know, saving his damsel, for example, like all that stuff came into that. So I'm thinking, oh my God, all of the earlier interactions, even when he mentioned when he couldn't fly the fucking plane to Main Street, that's because fucking Ed kept taking the plane and dumping it into the fucking gutter. But then at the end when she found the plane, even oh man, it's like I'm getting ahead of myself. But I will say,
I know.
Dude, I choked up so hard, I couldn't talk. I couldn't like, I had to like stop and pause. All right, I was like, I don't want to cry, but I just couldn't help it. You know what? If I'm gonna get through this, I gotta let it out. I gotta let it out. So I just fucking started bawling, bro. Like, holy shit, this fucking, and this, mind you, this is already, we already saw some fucking crazy shit. So let me just get into that. All right.
Well, hold on. Hold on. But before you do, so Richie Tozier's mother is Marge.
But let me. All right, this is going to go
So-
back to what I mentioned earlier. The previous episode. Hold on. Now that you mentioned that, the previous live stream, I had mentioned that as a theory going around, and all of us as a collective, we dismissed it. But now
we did, and it's
now-
fucking true,
now,
man.
no, we
That
don't know
makes it
that yet.
worse.
We don't know that yet.
No,
but it makes sense though.
I did look it up.
because listen, Richie. His mother was Marge, right? No, Maggie.
Uh-huh.
That's what they called her in the book, I believe. But Marge, right?
Part of it was Margaret.
Yes, Margaret, same shit, you know. So the fact that she would name her son Richie as a homage to Rich, bro. Come on, bro. It has to be, right?
I know.
Right?
No, it is. It is. It is. No, it's like I had looked it up, and because here's where, after I finished watching it, and then I finally started clicking on somebody goes, "Oh my God, the fact that Margaret Maggie named her first child after Rich, her first love." I was like, holy fucking shit, because Rich was the comedian.
And he always
Rich made
mentioned
little-
that his mom hated rock music. I remember at the Black Box, he was playing drums. They're playing rock music. Well, you know.
Yeah.
you know,
oh my God.
Maybe that traumatized in a way. No, I don't want to have nothing to do with rock music. But Adam says, "Are we surprised they killed the minority? He was such a cute little boy." Oh, to be fair, they killed a lot of people.
They did, well, I know they did. They did. But I
series
mean,
surprised me.
Actually, you know what? Adam, props. Yes, they did kill,
But-
know, but they finally killed
Look at it this way,
the
Adam.
one most likable character.
Hold on a
in the
second.
series.
Yes, think about it. And it ain't just us. If you go on social media, everyone, all people of color, was mourning the death of Rich, because forget his race, his character. Not
Yes.
his character. His character inside was such a great character,
Yes.
nice, and just
You know
just-
what? You know the meme
that's
that I
what-
saw the most
yeah.
is find someone who looks at you the way that Rich looks at Marge. That
Yeah.
kid was so in love with her, and it's funny
Yeah.
because when they introduce this character, and you're seeing who his crush is, and it's Marge with the patty cakes, and it turns out to be Marge.
All
Because
the
Marge.
patty cakes, but Marge is the one he gravitated
Yes.
towards. Yeah.
Oh my God.
You're good. All right, Adam, you're gonna make Joe cry all over again. All right. Anyway, this part I want to get into though, because this I relate to what he says. This series surprised me. I wasn't sure at first. I think it's really good, and Juan was crying. Yeah. Again, I was not a fan initially of the first episode. Now, in hindsight, going back and I did rewatch it, and again, so much stuff was foreshadowed in that first episode. Whether it was Marge's fucking eyes bugging out, there was a lot of stuff
Yeah,
that.
a whole lot of.
Yeah, so I learned to I just didn't like that flying I just thought the design was lazy and just it's too much CGI and it didn't look great. I was not a fan of that, but it did pick up. This series is fucking awesome, and yeah, Joe was crying. So was I, man. I couldn't. It was hard, bro. I hate crying. I'm not a
It
crier,
is.
bro.
I
I'm
mean,
not a
and
crier. I don't
it,
cry
it's
for
because it's a
shit.
kid. Here's the thing.
The only time I cry
Because-
is during funerals, not watching films.
They're hitting on children. Children is a whole
Yeah.
other heartstring that you're pulling on. Like you can watch a movie where adult is going through something and you sit there and relate. But when you're watching a child, and especially
Yeah.
if you're a parent, it hits a whole lot different.
It's different. It's different.
And oh my God, like listen,
it's
this kid did an amazing. What was his? What was his first name again?
Arian.
Arian did Ariang Ariang.
Yeah, you
Ariang. Ariang did such an amazing
Adam
job.
cameo. Yeah.
Oh, Adam, actually, I guess you
Tell
were
him to
able
come
to
say hi, man. Tell him to come
Oh,
on,
you want to
man.
pop in? Just
Yeah,
wait.
say what's
Come
up, bro.
Pop
Come
it.
on.
No, come on. No, put your
Yeah,
face
oh,
in.
come on.
Come here.
Everyone
No.
needs to see who
Hey.
Adam is. Come on, he's
He won't do
that's
it.
okay. No, that's okay. I understand.
It's funny because he
I
brought the
understand.
wrong beer too. He brought an IPA instead of the
Fuck it,
Coronas.
drink it.
I am. Like,
Hold on, before you
listen,
get
this kid did such an amazing job. But this is where the magic of the actor and the character is that he created the one character in this whole, because this has been, people have died in horrible ways. This has been a nightmare for us, but he created the one character that literally, no matter what nationality you are, but as a Hispanic, it's going to hit you harder. But
and they didn't shy from it. They showed him dead, eyes wide open. Horrible. Oh god, like it's, and it looked realistic. That's what.
that's the
person
worst
would
part.
look.
Thank you, bro.
They didn't try to
It looked
glorify him
fucking
and make
realistic.
Yeah, they didn't have to
That
do all
shit
that.
looked like oh my god, it was. All right.
Adam
Now-
says, and then when you believe the good guy was the good guy, and then he said destroy, I was pissed. James Remar's character, yeah. God dang.
All right, yeah. Let's
right?
Let's
Sure,
go ahead
sure.
and get into the rest. Like I said, I
will.
wanted to.
Hey
knock
Taylor,
out-
how you doing, Taylor? Taylor Kirk.
Hi, Taylor.
How you doing? Thank you for joining. And I am not crying. You're crying. All right. So, welcome to Derry, the penultimate episode, episode 7, the black spot, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I said the black box. I'm sorry. I printed
no,
the
it's
black
okay.
box.
That's an insight. Actually, you know, we when we promoted it, there was a little typo.
Yeah.
And it's funny because then you said it verbally, and I'm like, he still hasn't let go of the typo.
I said the black box today?
Yes.
When?
When we were talking, you were like the black box. I'm like,
You should have
Spots.
said something, bro.
I did. I was going spot.
You know what?
Spot.
I think I seen a pornographic film back in the day that was called The Black Box. Anyway, all right. The cold open, bro. Hey, all right. Adam says hello. The cold open and Bob's Gray's demise. I think this cold open was fucking incredible. I love the whole silent story they told with Bob Gray. Like, his wife was there one moment happy, and he's trying to grab a flower for her, but the gopher kept grabbing him, and by the time he goes back to his wife, she had passed. He comes back, the gopher gives him back the flower, he puts it on her. It's just very emotional when you look at it, and that's before we even got into the meat and potatoes of everything. But I love the juxtaposition between them when Ingrid, as a child, is talking to Bob Gray, her father, right? And
Periwinkle,
yeah. Periwinkle, we found out that was the mother. That was her stage name originally. So I love that contrast when, like, he says, do you know the bow? And she does the bow, the horn, and then he gives her the hug. And then flash forward later in the episode when adult Periwinkle meets fucking Pennywise, not her dad though. And he says, show me the bow. She does the bow, the horn, and he hugs her. And it's such a parallel that, holy shit, that was fucking amazing.
he mind fucked her at that point,
Yeah,
because
he did.
what happened was that the entity used a memory that she had,
That's what it
and then
does.
brought that in,
Mhm.
and then that's because it led into. I'm sorry, I know we all guys.
No, it's
we
fine. I
sometimes
do it to you all the
well,
time, bro. Do
I
it,
know,
go.
but guys, we sometimes interrupt each other, but that's where it led into the realization of
Mhm.
it's not. But yes, like you saw this, and then you see that repeat, and you're like, oh, so it's Bob Cole, and then Pennywise goes, you stupid bitch.
Mind you, he licked his lips for that.
Oh my god.
Should I
Dude.
eat her?
By the
I'm
way,
gonna go to
was that was Skarsgård, right? As Bob
Yes.
Cole?
Yes.
Okay. I thought that was because I literally, as I'm staring, I'm like, dude, I just want to make sure that
I know.
Skarsgård is playing.
So-
I'm legit asking because I looked and I'm like looking at the face, because he's got prosthetics and makeup
yeah,
on.
Of course, yeah. He's
But then
trying
I'm
to
like,
look older.
And you know what it
obviously.
was? It was his fucking eyes.
Yeah.
Once I really, really got
Dude.
past all that stuff, I'm like, fucking
I-
Skarsgård is
I
playing
just-
this.
I just think it was amazing because
Mhm.
one of my favorite scenes. This episode was incredible, man. I will say it right
It
now.
was.
before-
The
This
best
episode was on par on some of the best Walking Dead, best Game of Thrones. when you think of like those top tier episodes, I think this is welcome to Derry's top tier. They're Red Wedding, for example. You know what I mean?
Oh my God, thank you. There's a name for that episode right before, like the ending.
It's the penultimate episodes. They're always fucking incredible.
It's
so
you get the damn it.
That's okay. So when Bob Gray, as Bob Gray, in 1908, is talking to his daughter Ingrid, and she's got the periwinkle makeup on, and he's explaining to her, like, she said, do you miss, like the circus, like the hundreds and hundreds of people, not just the 50 people in the crowd. And he says, you know what? Like, he's pretty much telling her, the next time I go there, and I will go there, it's gonna be a new act, Pennywise and Periwinkle. And then she's like, but that's Mom's stage name. And he's like, well, you don't have to use it. No, I like it. So you're like, oh my God. And you see Bob. See, I always thought Bob Gray, that Pennywise. This is before this, obviously, but back at It Chapter 2. I always assumed Bob Gray was probably some child killer or some molester or something. I know that. But I'm saying that's what I thought initially. But seeing he's just a guy that lost his wife. He turns to alcohol. His career is in the tubes. He's a single dad. And he's just holding on to the past.
He drew in kids.
No, I know that.
Okay.
But that's my point.
I know. I just want to make sure your lead-in is perfect.
Yes.
But the one thing about his imperfectness was that he can draw in kids.
And that's why the entity of it before was a child that he must obviously consumed the kid before he took his. Look how fucking weird that little kid looks.
Yeah, listen, I'm not going to fucking help you. I'm not helping you.
So he saw how Bob Gray had all these kids gravitating towards him. And if you notice that one scene, whether it's just Pennywise, it's just his mannerisms, right? In this episode alone, before he leaves and Periwinkle, Ingrid's like stops him. And before he says, I gotta go to sleep, and he starts turning real slowly and he's drooling. That scene was played before when he's got the gopher, and the gopher pops up and he looks slowly to the crowd. That same exact shot. I swear to you, bro. So, mind you, hold on. Let me finish.
Oh my God.
The entity as the child is observing all of this, right? He does the dance. The kids in the crowd are there, right? And then when he does the dance, all the red balloons pop up. That's how we know how the Pennywise we know. That's how the balloons come into play. And this character doesn't do anything, and these kids are drawn to him. Yep. Now we know why, and it makes that makes Bob Gray such a sympathetic character. Yes, he's an alcoholic.
He got eaten, too, though. It's the worst part.
I know he was one of the victims. And going back to when Periwinkle was like, you're not my dad. Who are you? And what happened? And he's like, and you could tell Skarsgård, again, his performance when he was talking to Ingrid as a child, and here, this guy, he is such an amazing actor. Just, you could tell in his head the way he's looking around. He's trying to find an excuse, but he cannot come up with an excuse. So he says, I ate him. Like, fuck it, I ate him. What now? But that was amazing.
I did get that because this is after Nosferatu.
Yep.
So that's when when I saw the Bob character, I'm like, is that him? So I feel like some of the stuff that he learned from Nosferatu went into this series and how he portrayed Pennywise.
He's amazing. But before we get into the black spot, let me hear. I'll go on forever. Let me hear your initial thoughts from the cold open.
Oh, dude, it's fucking brutal. I mean, we already knew that things were not going to go good when the last episode ended. I mean, these motherfuckers went in purge style with mask on.
No, before that, we're talking about the cold open. I didn't finish it. I want to stop here, and I want you to give me your thoughts about the cold open with Pennywise. Bob Gray
with Bob
as Pennywise.
Because remember, all right, so before he met the little kid, the thing is that he's kind of
taking his fake teeth out.
He's disingenuous. Like, like he performs this character for the kids, and here this kid shows up, and he's like, dude, fucking walk. Yeah,
That kid
I'm
was
smoking a
weird
cigarette.
looking, bro. Woo.
I listen. If I'm looking into the woods, and some kid, I'm gonna take my glasses off for a second. It's like
Let me ask you. Do you
I'm
think,
like, no.
yeah, you're
Like,
right.
fucking walk away, kid.
But that was his initial reaction. But he heard the woman screaming, right? And mind you, this kid already said, "I can't find my mom." The
So
girl
that's where
screams, "Who's
the-
that?" "Oh, that's my mom." But do you think that voice was made to kind of channel his wife, maybe? Because he was like,
No, I
okay,
think so
now I'm
here's
gonna
where
go.
it made it even more tragic actually, is because when the entity that was now possessing the little kid took his hand and like walked him into what now we would get Pennywise. Like, it was a weird feeling of the fact that Bob Cole, right?
Bob Gray.
Bob Gray. I don't know why I'm getting cold. My brain's got coal in the head. But Bob Gray, who was disconnected, even though he had his daughter, but obviously he didn't have his wife. He's dealing with all this shit. I'm raising a daughter, and I'm a carnival act as a clown. And I just want to have my cigarette right now. I'm gonna fucking break.
I like
And
when
here
the
comes
curtains
this little
open.
motherfucker showing up, and he's like, hi. And you're like, dude, like,
Not just
fucking-
that though. Before that, all those kids bum rush the stage.
Oh my god.
Popping his balloons, his wig flies
Well,
off.
here's Okay, so I
Much-
will say what I did love about that cold open is that when the Pennywise clown, especially because they're showing you old school stuff. I mean, this isn't like with the
1908,
stuff
yeah.
where it's not the
It's the
CGI
silent era.
practical
silent film
effect that
era,
we're
yeah.
used to. But when he's on the stage and he's trying to grasp things, there's somebody under the stage that's pulling these things
How about
down.
when the curtain opens and he
Yeah.
wasn't ready? He was drinking his flask. Oh.
I've been there before, but I thought it just gave it actually gave the fact that the Pennywise entity used a character who can draw in children. But the thing is, the weird part of it
Perfect.
all
I never
is
thought
that
about that.
this was the Bob character really didn't want to fucking deal with this shit. Like, when he brushed off the little boy who showed up in the woods,
Yeah.
it was like, dude, it honestly.
Did you notice the carnival?
That
sorry,
that scene gave up. I'm having a cigarette. Why are you bothering me right now? Like, it was very dismissive.
I had a long day, pal.
Yes, I mean, I fucking I have read this book. I do love that Andy Machete is building a universe that he started. Here's the crazy part is that unless I'm wrong, I don't think that he planned that when he did the 1 and 2 that there was going to be a series that was going to follow up to this. But I love when you can take a movie and connect it to a series and all the connections fit in. Because when you rewatch now It 1 and 2, especially It 1, where they discuss the 3 points in Derry that are tragic. What's the one you're looking forward to, Rick?
Oh yeah, the Bradley Gang Massacre.
Yeah, I'm like,
That's-
when Rick's like, I'm looking for it, I'm like, damn, man, we are really dark people. Like, Rick is
because
looking
bro,
forward to,
did
because
you watch?
what's going
Listen,
to lead up to that? Though?
usually, I always skip over the intros for shows. Right after I see the intro once.
It's in the intro.
And then I
Dude,
skip
Game
it.
of Thrones does it.
No, I don't do that. No, Game of Thrones. All right, Game of Thrones. I never skip. I love that fucking theme. I never skip Game of Thrones.
It's all been every time you see the
Yes,
intro,
but in
everything
this,
changes.
just like in it's always updated. They change things, and there's a certain music cue near the end where there's this vocalization that gets creepier and creepier, and it keeps adding to it as each episode passes. But when I mentioned the Bradley Gang Massacre, I love the fact, just that image of Pennywise out the window with the Tommy gun, shooting motherfuckers. Like, okay, I need to see what this is all about. So I know because
honestly,
yeah, because they had
it's awesome on how they're doing this, because the series isn't being just we're splitting this out of our ass. These were all mentioned in Machete's It. These are all events.
Well, this is
that took
Machete.
place
Yeah, this is his
right.
his
This is
universe.
right, and but he's got the okay from King
of
on
course,
this.
yeah, yep.
So he introduced in the movie all these, like the 3 events that took place 27 years in between all of them.
Yeah.
And I mean, this is probably out of the whole series, and honestly, the whole series has been strong. Next week, we're going to discuss the series finale, or actually the series. Wait, what is
Season.
finale?
Season. All right, hold on.
No.
Yeah. Season
I
finale.
know, but no, not finale. But because the thing is that
It is a finale, isn't
it is the finale, but season finale.
Let me take it. Hold on.
Well, no, they're
Those
doing
games.
this. No, not series. Season finale. Next week's season finale.
I'm not done yet, bro.
Is
I
the
forgot a lot
I
of
know
them.
we're not done. We're not done. Stop. Is the season finale? But I love that all these are taking places on stuff that Andy hinted to in his version
I agree.
of the It movies. Like these are 3 things. Like when
It's easy to keep track of too. You don't gotta worry about.
It-
Don't worry
he
about the
mentioned-
book. The book doesn't matter. It's
The book-
his universe.
these things are mentioned in the book, but
Yeah,
they're
yeah,
not
yeah.
as
That's a
prevalent
source.
or
Yeah.
strong as they were in Andy's vision of it.
Yeah.
So seeing that he literally in his
Bro,
movie showed us 3 things that happened.
Halloran never
and
died
now-
in The Shining in the book.
Mm-mm.
Think about that. That's
Dude,
all
Halloran-
you need
alright.
to know.
Let me. I'm gonna. We'll talk about Halloran real quick. So, and I'll ask you
Well, I'm not.
with Halloran's character. When that motherfucker all of a sudden goes, "Bitch, I'm out," and then he starts seeing, which is I want to say Anna, what's the name of the Native American woman who's in charge? Is it Anna?
Oh no. That's no. Yeah. I got it.
It's her ancestor. It's the spirit of the ancestor that Halloran sees. But that motherfucker was gonna.
Siskwe, some shit like that. God dang it! Why is it when I need to find something in my notes, it just
While you're looking, but that
everything
motherfucker
fucking
was to
bleeds
bounce
together. Oh,
out.
Sesque, yeah. That's the
Alright.
one that during the flashback, the leader that was killed.
Which was it's one of Anna's relatives.
Yeah.
Like,
And
she's-
it's Rose.
Rose. Damn it,
Rose.
where did I get Anna from? Anyway, but when Halloran was like, I'm out. He's like, oh fuck.
Yeah, I was like, what are
I
you
gotta go
doing?
back in there and help out. I like his whole entire getting all the dead people around him and whispering, like, I'm not a psychic. I would claim I'm a psychic only on the dreams part. Thank God I'm not a psychic on seeing dead people around me. But after this fire happens, to seeing the dead people around you, that I can get why Halloran's character was short-circuiting during this time, because he's now sitting and watching all
his
these
shine
people.
box was opened.
Dude,
Everything
it
came
was
out.
oh my god, like he
And
had no choice.
He
was
had to
op-
control the bit until he communicated with Sesque. And then all of a sudden now everyone's trying to talk to him now. He made himself aware. He wasn't supposed to do that. But in order to save everybody, because he was going to leave, but he's like, you know what? His better conscience thought
that
about
bitch
it.
was out. You don't understand. Like, and by the way he played that when he goes, I'm out. I'm gonna, and then he turned
I was
around.
yelling at him, like,
and-
dude, where you
oh,
going? Save the kids. What are you doing?
not just that. Again, considering that he is the one that created the black spot, he's the one that talked to
To
the
be
higher
fair,
ups.
though, it was all Charlotte's fault.
I know.
Imagine how she must feel. If she didn't
Charlotte.
bring fucking Hank over there, that would never have happened.
Well, no, it was wait, Charlotte is
Yes.
Hanlon's wife.
Yes, she
But
brought
but
Hank
but it
over
was
to hide
Ingrid,
him,
but it was
so the mob
Ingrid,
came over.
but it
Yes, I
was
know that, but
Ingrid
Charlotte,
who.
Ingrid wouldn't have brought the mob there. For what the mob went
Okay,
there for? What? To get Hank?
wait.
They didn't go there
Wait,
to
before,
fuck with no
before
one
we go in
else.
there, how about let's talk about Ingrid realizing
Hold
that
on, let me.
Pennywise
Can I
was.
just get back to my points before we?
Oh,
we-
okay.
I told you, talk about the cold open. He goes all over the place. I
I'm
love you, brother.
sorry.
Listen, the black spot was amazing. That scene was intense. That was probably some of the best. Not cold opening withstanding, but some of the best like first 15 minutes of an episode I've seen in a long time. Because once they got locked in, bro, and the fucking Molotov cocktail started getting flung through the window, people catching on fire. But once I think Jack was his name. Once the first like named character got killed, got his head blown off. I'm like, wait a minute, oh shit. And then we got his girlfriend. Remember in the previous episode, right? The way it ended with the fucking purge gang coming in there, all the racists showing up, right? You know, Bowers was he was leading him. He was in a Dracula fucking mask, right? Bowers. Remember, the girl that was there, that was the girl that Pennywise ate her face. That was her. So what made it awesome was all the fire and smoke. You couldn't see who was who, because the way it was, and it was all one crane shot. They had some editing hidden in between, some cuts, obviously, but it was all one long continuous shot. Netflix does this a lot, so it's seeing it here. You know, it's the Daredevil hallway fight. That's the long continuous shot. That's what I'm referring to. A lot of shows do it now, but here it played into it a bit. And when you start seeing everyone dying, bro, I'm like, oh my god, this is the fucking. I was not expecting that. I thought it was gonna get resolved or whatever.
No,
but that was within the first 15, and this was before Pennywise even showed up. I'm saying to myself, this is incredible. This is some of the best 15 minutes of television I've seen, and I don't know how fucking long. So, and again, the just the fact that you couldn't tell who is who, cause all the smoke, and I saw Halloran was there, and he started seeing shit. He saw that one fucking dead soldier walking with his fucking half his jaw missing, his tongue
From
hanging
people
down.
I took that as people who've died in that spot.
Yes, and
Yeah,
people that died.
The Shining was open.
Remember, he's also a soldier, so he was on the field. He's seen plenty of his friends go down in combat. So a lot of during this, that's what he was watching, and this what it told me was no one's safe, and this makes me an edge. Oh my god, no one's safe. Anyone could die. Oh my god.
Rich's death let you know that no one is safe.
But that was before Rich. But Rich,
I know, but I'm just saying.
His death came after everyone was already dead, though.
I know, but
you know what I mean?
But it wasn't major characters.
Yes, it was.
Because you were sitting there going, "Oh shit, all these people are dying," and then you get a major character, and you realize this fucking this scene. A lot of people are dying here.
But when Pennywise shows up, this is when I said to myself, Pennywise is goated. I mean, we had fucking.
He's a goat now.
We had ghost violence, the treachery, the horror, the imagery, everything in his fucking place. The people getting shot, people burning. It was incredible. My anxiety levels are fucking up here, bro. And then we already touched on Rich's death, but Periwinkle and Pennywise finally meeting again. That was her husband, this fucking racist douchebag.
Oh my god, I know!
When Pennywise cut his fucking head in half.
Bowers.
He's the butcher. Remember that? The butcher. And what did Pennywise kill him with? The butcher knife. The cleaver. Yeah, so it all, and he's eating his fucking whatever's left of him. That was just all amazing. Again, when Pennywise is talking, there's a point when he starts talking and he starts he talks louder and louder. He talks louder and louder, and then at one point his voice cracks and everything. God dang! I'm sorry. I know you're a Tim Curry fan. I know that. It's because we got so much of Skarsgård already. But this guy is incredible, bro. Not just with his mannerisms and when he's Pennywise, he's got like this crazy like janky fucking like twitching but when he was Bob Gray, he did all the same mannerisms but normal. But that's because the entity saw that and now he's emulating it. But he's it's incredible, bro. And Skarsgård pulls it off perfectly. And again, Halloran still, what a great character. This fucking guy is I'm glad they threw his character in this.
Now
I'm wondering before I'm done. But
hold up, but now you know why he ended up at the Overlook Hotel. Like
Well,
this motherfucker
we got
wanted
one
to get
episode
away.
left. We'll
I
talk
know, but I'm
about
saying,
that,
but with everything he's seen so
I
far,
can see that.
now you can see why this motherfucker goes.
Knowing
I'm gonna
that
be a caretaker at a hotel where nobody, they only go to 6 months out of the year.
Because this is 1962, so I think the next season is gonna go into 1930 somewhere, and then the first season will be in 1908.
The event that you
right?
want. It's
Huh?
the event that you want.
Yeah, it's the
Next
30s.
yeah.
So all right, so they're gonna have to wrap up Halloran's story. And I'm wondering now, maybe in the 30s, maybe will we get Halloran's grandmother as a central character?
Yes, it's just I think that the series is it's tying in because the entity is from space, but you have the entity from space that from Earth you have somebody who has got but you have somebody who has the Shining. So you have these two powerful forces.
The Deadlights, yeah.
I'll get into Deadlights next.
Hey, my favorite fellas, I need to watch this movie. Oh, she's talking about Friday Nights at Freddy's. You're a little late there, Selena V. I know. I'm just stopping the show, love. See, that's the thing when certain our audience doesn't see movies, they don't tune in. I understand because of spoilers. I do the same thing, but yeah. But dude, the last thing I would say, I would throw in your thoughts on the black spot, but also I'm gonna end you with this. Pennywise is free now because it's it has to be the fucking military. It has to be the fucking government. Jesus
Gringos.
They gotta fuck up everything.
Los gringos no escucha a nada.
I'm gonna end it with this. What happens to Will? And what happens next with the finale? I did not. It's out there. The trailer's out there for the. I don't watch trailers for the next.
I didn't watch it.
So we're not gonna go into that. We don't know anything about that. So, what do you think? What are your thoughts about everything I just talked about?
So for me, we got the Deadlights in there.
That was cool.
Which now we have got, Madeline Stowe's character.
Ingrid
was one of the first ones.
Ingrid Kirsch.
Again, when the series is fucking kicking ass on sticking to the Stephen King lore. Andy is creating his own universe, and that's okay, but he's doing it with the King backing. Like the ideas are great. This is, like I said, emotional wise, was the worst episode emotional wise. Like if you have not seen the episode, you're not prepared, I promise you. Like out of all the episodes we've seen so far, I haven't sat there where I'm fucking bawling. And the thing is, when I watched the original I've read the book, and I had always considered myself a loser. As a teenager growing up, I was a thick kid. I was a thick kid.
Damn, Joe. Last time I saw you, you're fucking like this, bro. You're fucking.
Yeah, but you forgot. You forgot when we were teenagers. I know, but you forgot when we were younger.
I didn't know you as a teenager, so.
Yeah, you saw me. You just again, but like
it's fascinating how I grew up with your brothers, and you were. It's right. Anyway.
Because I got two brothers, Jr. and Beto.
They're both.
Both of them are well, no, not always, but but they listen. I used to call Jr. Sapo Seco. And
what? Wait, what? You call him a sapo?
Sapo Seco.
That's a frog.
You can bring me another one. Sapo Seco is a dried up frog.
A shot, but I got a shot ready for me right now, bro. Give my man a
Adam,
shot.
bring me a shot.
Yeah,
Adam.
It's the Beard Brothers taking over this life.
But
Now Nah,
the series has been awesome. I can't wait for the finale. I think at this point, because of the fact that we just killed Rich, the probably one of the strongest characters, the heart of the series. Like, it's at this point, none of us should, like, basically, it's a Game of Thrones type of series. None of us should have any emotional connections to some of these characters
because they're not going to be around
they're
no more.
not.
We're
They
going
may
back.
not make it. They might
So
not make
it
it.
makes sense. So who knows who else we're gonna lose in the finale?
That's what I'm
I
saying.
say
Like,
I would say this: get rid of the patty cake girls, whatever they.
okay, I'm not gonna say anything. Somebody fucking ruined it for me.
Oh,
Oh
come
my
on.
God!
Don't tell
wait.
me. Why you
I'm not
bringing
gonna
it up?
tell you. I'm not gonna tell you. But I saw an image that. But
All right.
I
move
mean,
on, moving on.
for me, like listen, as a King fan, I mean, I have been reading Stephen King since I was a teenager, and I've read the It book, and the It book is so fucking thick that I can tell you that I only
I've
remember
seen
the
that
most
book.
of.
I've
Right,
seen it.
I only remember the most of, because I guess there's been a lot of sub chapters in there dealing with other points, which is what Derry is doing, that were discussed in the book, but I don't remember those. This fucking series, like, I'm looking forward to the season finale, and with that, I'll go ahead and lead in
Let's wrap
before
it up. Yeah,
Ricky
yeah, let's do
before
it.
Ricky takes us home. So next week, we did kind of in a way announce we were gonna do Silent Night, Deadly Night. It's on limited release.
Let me ask you a question.
if anybody-
we announced that on live.
Yeah,
Can I be honest with you right now, brother?
What?
When you had told me, oh, Silent Night, Deadly Night, it's on limited release, we can't do it. I'm like, when the fuck? Me and Joe already did our holiday horror for this year.
No,
the
it
fuck?
was
What?
it was
What?
it was our last.
But hold
of the
on,
new-
when you it's our next 3/4 of horror, I'm like, holy shit, I must have been fucking nice. I don't remember
Yeah,
that
no.
shit at all.
But yeah, no, it's if you are a fan of the original Silent Night, Deadly Night, Rick finally saw the original, so he sees the magic in that one. And the thing is that sometimes that movie gets mixed up with some of the versions of Black Christmas, and it's not so serious. There's a reason that Silent Night, Deadly Night is on my movies that fuck me up. He just watched it. Make sure to check it out. Rick, where's it streaming?
Amazon Prime, shut up.
There you go. So next week, we are going to wrap up Welcome to Derry. And it's the end of 2025 because the last couple Thursdays are holidays, Christmas, New Year's. Rick and I are going to be dropping our Black Christmas episode on Christmas Day. It's not the 2019. No, it's with some of those hot girls. And then after that, it is our first watch of New Year's Evil that will be dropped. But next week is
New
our
Year's Eve. Yeah.
next week is our last live. So we'll discuss the final episode of Welcome to Derry. And we're going to name off. I'm going to say for right now, top 3. But y'all don't know what it's like to deal with family. When you tell them we're going to do 3 and your family members go, I got 5. And then you go, all right,
Well, knock the
fine.
last 2 off, brother. That's what I'm.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, but
Wait, JR said that he's got 5?
Oh,
God, he's the only
please.
family member you got.
I'm gonna say that by the time you have to make your decision, you might go, all right, so I have, a little extra one I want to throw in. But
I will say this, though.
Or I will say it should be our final reactions to the season finale and our top 3 with some bonus little episodes.
Yeah,
movies.
I will say this. First of all, before we wrap up, what a great theme to go out on for 2025 is the fucking to dedicate 80% of our live stream to the finale of Welcome
It has
to Derry.
been.
I always said
We
this.
tied it.
I said this. I wish we knew how good the show was gonna be. We could have did every fucking episode.
We have, and actually,
Would you have rather talked about this or Five Nights at Freddy 2? Honestly.
No, actually,
Honestly, Joe.
All right.
Reverse the role.
I'm gonna say, JR was the one that came up with the idea of saying we should talk about
But
Welcome to Derry. Could we have gone that way? Yes, but we get to talk about a new release and then talk about the series. So I like the way that we've done it.
It worked out. It worked out because
it did.
I think to get the finale in.
And
anyways,
it worked out that the last episode is the finale, and then we're all gonna talk about our top. Because I'm curious about our top. I'm gonna tell you right now.
It's hard for me, bro. This is what I was getting at. I saw a lot of good movies this year.
You're going to be surprised with my top. I actually, the only movie that you will guess, and I will sit on this. The only movie you're going to guess on my top 3, you'll probably have in your top 3 also, and that's Sinners. Other than that, you don't know what my one and my other one is, and it's going to be a shock.
Can I guess one now?
Go ahead.
You can say you don't have to. You can say.
Go.
You don't have to tell me.
Go.
Good Boys on there.
All right, that's on there.
Huh?
Woof.
No, okay, I feel.
Yeah. Well, no. But all right, I will say.
But that's a testament to how many good films we've seen.
I will say,
year.
Good Boy is number 3. We reviewed it the last episode. You had brought up a really great point on what this movie is. It's the different perspective. We're all used to the same. That's where that movie jumped into the third
That
spot.
movie is not about just a dog just watching over his owner. That movie is a movie that the entire narrative is through the dog's, not his point of view, like not what he's seeing, but just he's the main character.
Wait. So is this your number 3?
No, I'm not saying that. No, you have to wait for me.
No, I'm asking. No, you asked
No,
me.
it's not my number 3. I can't say that right now. Cause honestly, I don't know my. I don't.
Right.
It could. It might. It might not. I don't know
Right,
yet.
so yes.
I so many good movies, bro.
There has been. But and after we did Good Boy, and then you said the same thing. I even said this is my top.
Yeah, I know.
Top.
That's why I knew it was gonna be on your list. So.
I promise you that my top number 1, unless one of you guys pop up with it. Yeah,
we'll see. All right, I'm
see.
intrigued.
So join us next week. Thank you for joining us.
Lexi will be here, right? She said it in the chat.
Nice.
So it'll be a 4 of us, yeah.
So thank you for joining us. Make sure to hit that subscribe and follow us. And with that, Ricky, take us home.
All right. Stay good, stay healthy. Drink a lot of water because water is good for you. But most of all, come back next week for our final review. Welcome to Derry. Episode 8, the finale, and our top 3 of 2025. And with that, stay scared.